Hey everybody. So, if you are following the actress Jennifer Freeman on Instagram, you would know that recently she has been posting a lot in regards to a film that she is starring in titled Twisted House Sitter. Now, this film has just made its debut on Tubi TV. And if you're not aware, Tubi TV is a streaming platform that is absolutely free to us all. It is filled with so many films, and some of these films and TV series are exclusive to Tubi TV, so it is definitely worth checking out. All you need is some sort of email account, maybe even a Facebook account, whatever Tubi TV is offering for you to sign up with. That is what you need, not a credit card or anything else. So definitely check out that platform so you too can see this wonderful film called Twisted House Sitter. So I am getting ready to discuss the film because I have seen it. So I just want to make sure I let you all know, spoiler alert, if you have not seen the film, pause this video, watch the film, and then come back for my brief discussion about the film. The Twisted House Sitter is a thriller not to be confused with two of Lifetime films that happen to have similar names, which is a Lifetime 2016 film titled The House Sitter, and then there was a 2020 Lifetime film titled The Wrong House Sitter. According to IMDb.com, when Alicia, a destitute young woman, crosses paths with Morgan, a beautiful, affluent entrepreneur, she realizes she'd rather live Morgan's luxurious life, so she takes it by any means necessary. This film was directed by Courtney Miller, and it stars the actress Jennifer Freeman, Crystal Lee Naomi, Kareem Lewis, Ali Amin Carter, Tyler K. Whitley, Suzanne Sahani, and many others. While I am personally aware that Tubi TV has a lot of familiar films as well as great originals, I was very pleased to watch Twisted House Sitter and discover that this film is no exception. What made this film's storyline a strong storyline, in my opinion, is because of the fact that it was very believable. You have these two main characters. You have the character Morgan, who is a successful entrepreneur running her own media company. Clearly, she does not want for anything. She lives in this very big, luxurious house, living a luxurious lifestyle. However, she's a bit unhappy. She's overworked, not to mention her boyfriend, due to the fact that she is not spending enough time with him and more time on her business, breaks up with her at the beginning of the film. So she's going through this breakup as well as realizing with the intervention of her close loved ones that she needs to take away time for herself. Meanwhile, you have the character Alicia, who we don't really know much about at the beginning of the film, but we can clearly see she's in rags as far as clothes go. She's driving a really small car, which is nothing wrong with a sedan, but we can tell that it is definitely a old car, and the way she just looks, we can see she does not have it like Morgan has it financially. And soon Alicia becomes enthralled in Morgan's lifestyle, the big house, and everything about Morgan's closet. And that is where the story really picks up. Now, for me personally, I felt that this was a very believable situation, and it was also a very sad situation. This is a woman who is fully grown. If you have listened closely to the beginning of the film, where Alicia is in her vehicle driving Morgan to the airport, you would clearly hear that Alicia expresses her issues and how she was in foster care. So that kind of gives you a hint to maybe she has some sort of emotional trauma from her childhood, some feelings of abandonment. Not to say that everyone who was in foster care may have those feelings, but in her scenario, we can definitely tell in some ways in life she feels some sort of deprivation from not having the things that she felt she deserved and wanted. And that feeling of lack in combination with her feeling of envy of the life that she saw this woman Morgan to have made for a very dangerous recipe when she decided to act out on those emotions and take over Morgan's home as well as her social media accounts for her business. And she even went as far as to use the company's credit cards in order to purchase more material items. What fascinated me about the entire situation is that it was evident that Alicia is a very bright person. She's a very bright woman, not to mention she's very beautiful. So the fact that she, in her mind, has found some way to justify taking over, and I know I'm speaking in past and present tense, but she found some way to justify taking over Morgan's life is beyond me, because seeing that she's such a beautiful woman herself, she was very smart from the way that she would handle the guests and the friends of Morgan that came over to the home and confronted her, and the stories she would quickly create in order to throw them off and make them believe she belonged there. You can clearly tell she was a very intelligent woman. Then on top of it, she even went as far as to go into Morgan's photo studio and began taking pictures of herself modeling in Morgan's clothes. And in that moment, I said to myself, well, she looks like a model. Why doesn't she just start her own social media account and aspire to be a model by posting her own pictures up? But it's amazing because in her mind, it seems as though that was impossible for her to do as just Alicia. Instead, she wanted to become Morgan. She wanted to skip all of the hard work and totally take over someone else's life, the life that someone else worked hard to build. And just to reiterate, I don't believe she wanted to intentionally kill anyone. I believe she truly was, or truly convinced herself that she could take over this woman's life, and nothing would happen to her. There would be no consequences. However, if you have watched the film, then you too would know that Morgan's housekeeper, Daya, did perish upon having a confrontation with Alicia outside, but not necessarily because Alicia wanted to kill Daya, more so because Daya unfortunately got into some sort of physical struggle with Alicia, and she just happened to trip and fall off the stairs and hit her head and perished in that moment. However, what did make Alicia wrong in that situation is that she should have never been at the house in the first place. And of course, she went and hid, or as we later found out, she threw Daya's body into the river. So at that point, I believe that is when Alicia transitioned from being just crazy. I don't know the exact psychological term for it, but from being completely delusional, and whatever psychological term would define someone like Alicia, to just being also all of those things, and also now at that point a murderer. And I believe in that moment after Daya's death, there was no turning back for Alicia, and there was nothing that she was willing to not do in order to maintain that lifestyle that she was stealing from Morgan. And if you saw the film, then you would know that Alicia stole a lot from Morgan, including Morgan's boyfriend. She was able to persuade him into believing that Morgan had cheated on him. And he had some alcohol. I don't want to blame the alcohol because he's still an adult. He still knew what he did. And Alicia had slept with Morgan's boyfriend, which she used the evidence that she took of the two in bed together later on to manipulate Morgan at the end. So it goes to show that Alicia wanted everything that Morgan had, including the man that she was seeing. But I believe that if this had continued, it wouldn't have been about necessarily having Morgan's boyfriend. It would have just been about it's like a high. In my opinion, I really think for Alicia, the character, right, I really think it's like a high for her to live someone else's life that is not her own. But I don't believe she would have ever been satisfied. I truly believe she just would have wanted more and more, and there would have been no limit to what she would have been willing to do in order to get it. And the reason why I say this is because a person like Alicia, with her type of issues, they don't seem to be happy with who they are. They do not believe that they can have the life that they desire, and especially if they see someone else living that life. So, with that being said, if she never gets to the point where she can see that she can have that life, she won't be satisfied, because at the end of the day, while she may be living someone else's life that she stole, she still has to take off off that wig. She still has to look at herself in the mirror and remember that she is still Alicia and Morgan is still the real Morgan. And if she never deals with her issues, then she'll never be satisfied because she hasn't even learned to love herself, let alone accept love from the outside world. She will never be satisfied. And I really believe that is the case for this character, even though it is just a character. I believe that would be the case for individuals in real life who share these particular type of mental disorders or emotional disorders or personality disorders like this character Alicia in this film. But with all of that being said, let me know what you all think in the comment section about this film. I really enjoyed it. I believe all the actors and actresses did an excellent job to come together for this film and made it what it was. And I really just wanted to highlight the character Alicia and the actress that played this character because she did an outstanding job. I feel like her character really had to bear the brunt of the weight of the film, and she did so very well, in my opinion, especially for this to be a film released on Tubi TV. And that's not to say Tubi TV does not have some great originals, because it definitely does. So that is it. Let me know what you all think in the comment section, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.